Hello, hello. I am here with Himani Jane, and we just decided to get on a video together, and we're going to tell you more why. But just to give you a hint, we are both one of the guest speakers at an upcoming telesummit called Smart Results Summit, and it's free. So we're going to talk a little bit about what we're going to be talking about during this summit, and we want to invite you to come and join us. It's a really incredible summit, and I'm going to let Himani talk a little bit more about what all you're going to experience if you sign up for free for this summit. And somewhere here in the show notes, in the description, you're going to find links to go and sign up for the summit. But yeah, tell us a little bit more about it, Himani, and welcome. Let's do this.
Welcome. I mean, it's so interesting to meet with all these lovely people, guys. I welcome in Susan, acknowledge her. And we've had such a, we've just been dying, all of us. There are like 44 speakers, all of us. There's a beautiful lineup of these amazing, successful people that the co-hosts, amazing co-hosts. That's Jenny Wright and Allison Lex for you guys. They are, I mean, Jenny is like a genius for brand visibility and summits, and Allison Lex is a brilliant copywriter, and they have their amazing brains have put together this summit called Smart Results Summit, and two of the speakers we are meeting for the first time, Susan and I, and we are two people. I mean, there's so many lovely people. We are loving getting to know each other, doing these collaborations. There's so much for us to learn from each other. Imagine what kind of goodness is going to come out for all of you guys. I mean, it's like grab the front row seats to all this goodness. Okay. And there's so much to learn. This is how we've all grown. This is how we have, everybody's built out their audience, built out their clientele, built out their brands. And talking about brands, I believe Susan is all about brands, and I cannot wait to know more about her brand building skill set and what does she do, and the identity, and how does she transform people's lives using brands. And what we decided is that I talk more about sales, and I'm a sales queen, as I call myself, for group programs and live launches, specifically for coaches. So we decided that we will not only share all the goodness. I mean, when you sign up for the summit, which you will, I know you will, once you do that, you're going to get a lot of value, a lot of goodness, a lot of new directions, new ideas, latest technologies, latest strategies to use for your businesses. But at the same time, we decided to come here today, to get to know each other, which is very beautiful, but also to share with you some extra values, extra tips, extra oomph for you to walk away with. How does that sound now?
That sounds amazing. Yeah, we were just like, oh, we got to share. Like you just introduced the seminar so well, because even I'm excited. I'm excited about learning from you. I don't think at any point in our business we can say, I know enough. I do not need to learn anything else. Have you ever said that to yourself?
No. I mean, I'm like on a rock boat. I mean, I don't know what that word is, but almost like, okay, I think I have reached a certain point. I think that I'm a little stable. I'm like, oh, holy moly, I've got this person. I've met with this person. They're doing this. Let's collaborate. Let's learn from them. Let's share what we have. Let's push ourselves outside the comfort zone. Let's go and get more done. And it's like, it's just like I'm stretching myself like a rubber band, and I'm loving every bit of it. That's my life right now.
Yeah, me too. And like we're celebrating our 20th anniversary of business this year.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. And so, I could easily sit back and rest on my laurels and go, yeah, I'm good. But that's just, it's just not the case. Like things change and evolve so quick. What worked, 2 years ago just doesn't work anymore, especially post-COVID. And also I love these kinds of summits because they remind me of things. Yes, I did know that 5 years ago, and I totally forgot. And so I
Yeah.
love it. Like there's just, it doesn't matter if you're brand new in business or if you've been doing this for 20 years, you are going to get some
Oh,
really great wisdom out of
yep,
listening to all of these different
yep,
speakers. So
yep.
I would love to dive in right away, Himani, and ask you a few questions. Let's give
Sure.
everybody a bit of a teaser about, what is it that they're going to learn and experience by being a part of this summit. And again, just to remind everybody, take a look in the description somewhere here in this frame.
Yeah.
You will find a link to go and sign up for free. And it starts on Tuesday, June 20th. And it runs every day through to Friday. And there's like, if you sign up to be a VIP, which does, I don't know how much it is, but there's a small fee if you want to.
$97 only, and you get to walk away with all the 44 recordings. And even if you shortlist 5 people, 7 people, 10 people, I don't care.
Yeah.
You will learn so much. There are
Yeah.
16 live sessions. There are some bonus hot seat calls offered by Jenny and by Allison, and they are like the hottest girls you'll ever meet. They're
Yeah.
going to turn that input will turn your businesses around. I can tell you that. And because we are doing some work together, and there are some $13,000, I think, worth of extra bonuses, which you're going to walk away for free. Trust me,
Yeah.
just go
Yeah.
into it.
And there's also workshops. Like I'm going to be holding a free workshop for the VIPers
Nice.
on Wednesday evening, I believe it is. Don't quote me on that. You'll have to find out when you log in to find out what my thing is. But it's a live workshop that I'll be talking more in depth about brand positioning. So tons, and there's live Q&As. Like every day, there's going to be live Q&A sessions. So it's like, my mind is blown. I've never seen a summit so well put together with so much information and value that people are going to be getting from this. Like I've been doing this for a while. I've produced summits for other people and, done lots of work in this area, and I've never seen it done so well. So
I
anyway,
would agree. I would
yeah,
agree on that
right?
100%. Even at the back end, when the kind of
Yes.
resources, the way it's organized, the folders, the graphics, the whole flow. My gosh, I actually told Jenny, I said, I don't know how your brain functions. This is like beyond. I am an organization geek. I'm a nerd. I build softwares also. And I'm like, I told her, I said, what you've done is pure genius. So guys,
It
come
is.
really, really savor. It's like a gourmet spread
Yeah.
waiting for you to grab. But before we get into any of that, I am dying. I cannot wait at all, one bit, to find out more about what Susan does for the branding, for building the identity, and how I can learn from her and how I can use that for my business as a sales coach.
Yeah.
And tell us everything about that, Susan.
Yeah, well, for those of you who don't know me, especially Himani's audience, this might be the first time we've ever connected. So I'm a visionary brand strategist, and I'm the founder of eVision Media, where, as I mentioned, we are celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. And in eVision Media, we help small businesses and entrepreneurs just like you to help build trust and gain potential clients so that they will feel aligned with you and your purpose for sustainable growth and success. So
I love
we
that.
are everything under one umbrella. We do branding, we do website development, we do SEO, SEM, content marketing, social media marketing. Like we are
Wow.
literally your marketing specialist. You're part of your team, and we work with you right from soup to nuts and every hand holding bit that you need in between that. So that's kind of me in a nutshell on the kind of expertise that I'll be bringing to the summit.
I am blown away already. It seemed like you've been doing this forever. You seem like a total expert in all of this that you just spoke about.
Well, you do gain a lot of insight and expertise along a 20-year journey. I've certainly seen a lot of evolution happen over the years.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, but I'm an incessant learner. Like if I'm not, you would never catch me reading a romance novel. Let's just put it that way. If I'm going to read,
Love it. I love
it's going to be
it.
about, boosting up my knowledge and expertise so that I can bring the best to the people that I work with.
You actually brought in a very important point, which is a little, I'm moving a little away from our main thing, but allow me to do that once, because you mentioned it twice and my fingers and everything is itching. My body is itching to ask you this because I want to know your input on this as as a co-speaker and as a co-entrepreneur. And I want to know, when you say that, okay, I could, I've done it all, I've made it, I could have easily relaxed and sit back. And now you're saying I'm very curious. I inspire my own self, literally. That's what I heard when you were talking. So,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people I've seen, especially in the coaching world, in coaching, consulting, all this the high ticket world, I've seen people, the level of struggle, the number of years, the uncertainty, the overwhelm, that like a whole lot of things, the mindset comes in the middle. It's because I think, in my understanding, what has happened to me and what is happening to me is that ever since I started walking on this path, it's not just about learning a certain skill set or sharpening a particular or a set of skill sets, and then the ability to offer it to a wide number of audience and beautiful people out there, and watching the transformation happen to them. Not just that, I think it's more about your growth as a person that you have to go through, because there's so many aspects of your personality that come in the way if for you to be successful. And there is no set benchmark, no set, it's not like a to Z. You walk, you learn all the alphabets of from A to Z, and then this is your ticket, and now you're successful, and now you've got your certificate. I don't think the coaching world is like that, and which is why a lot of people, because there is no set path to success, and everybody has their own way, version, direction of doing things, people give in very, very soon. I would love to know more about what you think about this. I know the question became very long because I was also talking out, how I feel. But
Right.
how have you managed to stay on the course, like even when you did it and there's no need for you to do it? What drives you? What pulls you into this world? What makes you show up? What makes you pull in more people and serve them, if I may say that? I'd really love to know that.
Yeah, well, and that really is a loaded question, and I really appreciate you bringing it up, because it is a huge issue. Like, over the last 20 years, I've worked with many entrepreneurs who started off with great guns, they're ready to change the world and fulfill a purpose, and then they fizzle out, they die out, and then I don't hear from them ever again. And next thing I know, they've shut down their business and they've moved on.
Yeah, so
And
many of them.
yeah, many do that, and it just breaks my heart when I see that. It's such a sad thing, because they do have something worth getting out there. The reasons why that they lose their energy is multi-layered. And I would agree with you. I think the very tip of the layer, or the base of the layer, or whatever, however you want to look at it, is the mindset. And it really is that self-talk and that self-confidence and that constant battle. I know I've done it. I'm sure you've done it. Battle against feeling like you are an imposter, that at any moment somebody is going to figure out that you do not know everything. How dare you run a business when you don't know everything? And that's it. We're especially hard on ourselves as women. I'm going to generalize that, because we were raised to take care of and be perfect and not be able to make mistakes. And we put so much pressure on ourselves, and heck, let alone delegate and ask for help and get somebody to work with us on this. I mean, that is like a shameful thing to have to deal with. So like, there's just so many messages and such a mindset thing. And I just want to I don't want this whole conversation to be about that, but I do want to mention that earlier this year, I invited 5 other people, other coaches whose expertise is on mindset. And you'll find that all of those recordings either on our YouTube channel, or go to our website, evisionmedia.ca. And there's a category of, about breaking through the barriers and really understanding what's going on in your head. And so I'll put that in the show notes too somewhere, because it's so important, because without
it is.
Yeah, if you haven't figured out that how you talk to yourself is in a direct correlation to the success of your business, then that is
Yeah.
where you need to go. That's where you need to work on first.
You know, someone just told me, I think last week, I do a whole lot of personal growth, personal development, meditation, all these kind of different things, because I think they really support me in my coaching world. And one of the very beautiful things I heard just a week ago, and that's why it's come back to me right now, says all our lives, no matter where we are, whether we operate at a lower frequency, we are feeling, more depressed, more low, more, whatever, not in a very happy state, or we are like vibrating at a very high frequency and always in that high, it doesn't matter. Of course, your goal should be to keep moving up and keep moving up and stay up there as much as possible. But they said that no matter wherever you are, depending upon what's going on in your life at that point in time, there will always be, always be two voices in your head. There'll always be two voices in your head. One will always pull you down and it'll say, oh, but you are this way. Oh, but you cannot do this. Oh, you are a failure. Oh, this. Oh, and the other one will be like, oh, that's fine. I was like this, but now I have learned better. Now I know how to fix this and I know my steps and I'm going ahead and I'm awesome. And so
Right.
he says, even if you make $10 million, there will always be two voices in your head. So I think the biggest thing that I learned from that one conversation was that acknowledging that it'll always be there. And the minute that negative self-talk shows up, because it will, so just know that it will, then acknowledge it, maybe thank it, show your gratitude towards it, and just say, thank you, but I'm done. I don't need you anymore. And trust me, it just fixes it. That's it. If you can start doing
Brilliant.
that, I think it's magical.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's fantastic. Because one of the things, and I'm going to segue into your expertise, because this is a perfect opportunity for us to talk more about sales. Because when an entrepreneur or a small business struggles, they immediately blame it on the lack of sales, right? They're not thinking beyond what we just talked about. And so let's segue right into what you're going to be talking about in the summit. And, because everybody wants more sales and more clients, right? I mean, what business is not going to want that unless they're just so at capacity, and then they need to delegate and build. But anyway, that's another conversation. So what does it look like to do this without going crazy, without having to always have those constant battles in our head, and without having to just, make it overwhelmingly all-encompassing to focus on the sales and the leads?
This is my favorite topic, and I don't know how much of what can I share in this short call today. But sales, when I say sales, I mean, I don't even understand the meaning of the word sales as it comes from the dictionary, because sales doesn't mean that to me anymore. Like in my vision, I visualize a lot. I've been an interior designer for most part of my adult life. So my visualization skills are pretty developed. So I see things, and I also, because I'm a healer, and in my personal life, I do, I am in that zone a lot. And for me, sales is just human connection. It's just conversation. It's really nothing else. There is nothing to it. And when people come and tell me, oh my gosh, sales calls, oh my gosh, those objections, oh my gosh, rejection, oh my gosh, fear of, oh my gosh, the spiral. One person they didn't show up. And I'm like, you know what? I've done so many trainings on this. Feel free to check them out. Come to my world, you know, whatever. If Susan's audience is watching, maybe we'll share each other's profile links, or we'll go and engage a little bit so people can also discover each other, both of us. But what I'm saying here is it's so important to understand only one thing, only one thing. Sales is nothing more than a piece of conversation, the same way as what Susan and I are talking right now. There is no underlying intention. We are not here to sell anything to each other. We have zero intention of selling anything to you guys, none whatsoever. But I know either today, tomorrow, sometime in the future, near future, far future, doesn't matter, because of the connect that we are building together without any expectation. This is the most important thing. Without any expectation of the result, something beautiful, something much larger than what you've expected will come your way very soon. And there are strategies, there are systems. I won't even call them strategies because they're overhyped. They're overhyped. People will, there's one thing I really want to emphasize here. I think I really want to bring to people's notice. You will find so many coaches out there. They're beautiful, they're amazing. But everybody will teach you something around what they think, the way they have positioned themselves. What that means is somebody will come and tell you, I will show you how to get more clients without having to build funnels. Someone will come and tell you, I'll show you how to get more clients without doing ads, or without doing sales calls, or without this or without that. I want you to understand, or without sending cold messaging. And I just wrote a post yesterday on my feed, and I broke down step by step the meaning of the word, not cold messaging, I called it cold pitching. And I just said one thing. I mean, it's a long post, so feel free to read it on my profile. It's right there. And I said cold and pitching do not go together. This terminology, whosoever has put it together, cold pitching as one word, it's so bizarre and so out of sync, and it's so being negatively drained. The connotation of this word has been so deeply ingrained in our mindset that we don't do the right thing. And I think it has been designed by someone or a set of people to keep us stuck so that they can make more money out of it. As honest as that, as honest as that. And I talk about it very openly. In one line, I don't want to take too much time here, but in one line, if I were to explain to you and start opening you up a little bit to the good stuff and how to make your life simpler and easier when it comes to closing clients, is that when you use the word cold, all you're saying is you're making a new connect, because that person is new in your world. They don't know anything about you. They don't know what you are about, what you have on offer, what kind of person you are, why you're doing what you're doing. They know nothing about you. So the no like trust factor is not there because they're new to your world. It's just like walking into your friend's party or something or some occasion and bumping into this really nice person whom you're meeting up for the first time. And they could be your potential client. They could be your potential anything. They could be your biggest fans. They could be dropping testimonials left, right, and center for you. Now, if you do not connect with them, how will you even find out? So when they say do not send messages, my question is, can you tell me any event, any networking event, anything, Facebook ads, whatever, email, anything, what is not cold about them? What is not cold about them? Everything is cold. When you run Facebook ads, you're reaching out to new people, don't you? Don't you want to grow your audience? Aren't they cold? Do they know anything about you? So what's wrong with when you did back in the day, when you did conferences and knocking on the door or networking events or in-person events before COVID, you were meeting with new people, cold audience, weren't you? In person. So what's in the online world, it's the same thing as meeting them inside of the messenger. Why messenger? Why messenger? I stress on it. I'm a DM queen. I don't close sales in DMs, but I build such warm conversations and rapport inside DMs that those people are mine. That's how I do it. So why DMs? Why do you send DMs? Cold DMs, cold because they're new people. But why do you send DMs? Because tell me any other platform on any other social media, which is personalized, any other social media platform, emails, whatever, chatbots, nothing is personalized and offers a two-way communication. Offers a two-way communication. Also, the open rate of DMs, for me, it's always been over 70%. Over 70%. Tell me any other platform which offers that. So why will you not use it? And then the word pitching, and why will you go and pitch anything to anyone you've barely met with? Why are they even put together is beyond me. Why will you pitch? You connect, you see if they are a good prospect, get to know them, whatever, the system, the flow, doesn't matter. But why is cold and pitching a terminology in the first place in our industry? I don't get it.
Oh my gosh, that was so brilliant. I hope you, the viewer, listened carefully to what Himani was saying, because guess what? That is all brand positioning, my friends.
Really? Really? Tell me more about it.
100%.
Tell me how can all these lovely people, our audiences and all these entrepreneurs, why should they care about all this juicy stuff that you have to share, Susan? And, even though they're doing so much stuff already, there's so much going on in their businesses. Tell us all about it. I'm also really, really interested in knowing more.
Yeah, there's a reason why you and I connected, and it's kind of interesting because what you were saying was, I was going in my mind, yeah, I mean, I've been doing that right from day one. And it wasn't intentional. It was like, okay, how can I serve you? I'm here to help. Tell me more. And maybe it's back to my Mary Kay roots, when we were taught to always envision the person that you're talking to with a
Yeah.
sticky note on the forehead that says, make me feel important. I guess
Yeah,
that stuck. But
that's it.
anyway,
That's
yeah.
it. That's it. Always do that.
Yeah. And I always had that in the back of my mind. It was never with the intention of, how do I make a sale? How do I make a sale? How am I going to get money out of this person? Because you know what?
Yeah.
The moment you think that way, the moment they are going to feel it out of your eyes, and you're going to turn them off, because nobody wants to be sold to. Nobody wants to be taken advantage of. They want to be heard, they want to be understood, and they want to know that you get them and that you can help them. And if we'd
Absolutely.
always approach sales from that perspective, which is exactly what you were just talking about, Himani, it's a no-brainer, and I can attest to that. That's why we're still around with a very successful agency after 20 years, 95% referral rate. Our clients love us. So anyway, when it's all what you're talking about is all about that brand positioning, because it's that first impression, that
Yep.
immediate first impression. People who have no idea who you are and or what you do or what you offer, that immediate first impression is going to make or break whether or not that person will end up leading into a deeper conversation, a possible lead, a possible referral source. Like, there's more to life than just making a sale, folks. And
No,
so, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So brand,
100%. I'm
yeah.
loving meeting with so many people inside the Smart Results Summit. There's so much to offer. There's like the vibe, the energy, the learning, the sharing, the giving, the wanting to know more,
Mhm.
the curiosity. My gosh, it's like it's turned me into another person in just a few weeks. And
Yeah.
that's why we're inviting you to come and feel the vibe together with us.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so like, let's define a little bit more about what brand positioning is. I'm throwing out this word that it might be pretty foreign to a lot of people. Some people might think of it as brand identity, but and at the end of the day, a lot of people think it's just your logo. Well, I've got a brand, I
Mhm.
got a logo, and then that's it. That's all they think about. Oh yeah, I got a website. Isn't that my brand? No, it's a fraction of a part of your brand, but it isn't. It
Wow.
doesn't make up your brand. It's
Okay.
your
I might have to go and hide somewhere myself. So let's talk more.
yeah. So this whole conversation is about, your brand is how you come across to your ideal clients
Yeah.
and their perception of you and your business. It's everything and anything to do with your business. So yes, there's the visual component, which is your logo and your website and all your marketing materials and everything, that visually people see, even how we personally dress when we're
Yep.
meeting somebody, like when we're doing these videos or when we're meeting somebody in
You look
person.
gorgeous today.
Oh, I'm wearing my red, my power color. But there's also communicatively, right? Communicative, where it's how we speak,
Yeah.
the text that we write, how do we communicate? That is
Yep.
also part of our brand positioning. And then if there's the touch and feel, like I was just talking to somebody the other day, and they were giving me an example of a business card that they had been given. And when they were speaking to this person, they were impressed. I thought, oh, wow, this is somebody that I really should, want to get to know more. And this person gave them their business card and immediately lost all credibility because it was a flimsy, poorly
Oops.
designed,
Yeah.
icky looking business card. And that tanked their brand positioning, because they immediately lost trust that this person was clearly a do-it-yourselfer, designed their own card, went the cheap route, whatever our mind, came to those
Yeah.
conclusions. So that's where, that tactile component comes into place.
Very
And
important.
then
Yeah.
most importantly is the visceral reaction, which is what we've been talking about. How do you get what kind of a visceral response are you getting when people are encountering your brand across the multitude of touch points? So whether it's in person or online, whether it's your website, social media post, your voicemail, how does your team communicate with your clients?
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
And so all of that encompasses your promise. What is the promise that you have to your clients, and how are you going to keep that promise, and how are you portraying that promise? How are you going to convince them that you can be trusted and that you are the best choice for their needs? So all of that is your brand positioning. And that's why, that's why I'm on my soapbox, folks, because so many entrepreneurs just don't understand the bigger picture of how important brand positioning is. They either say, oh, I got my logo off of Fiverr and threw up a Wix website, I'm good to go. Now I can make $1 million. It's not going to work that way.
So I'm hearing a lot of, I love this word in my sales pipelines, a little more advanced word, but I love this word called touch points, building touch points, intentional milestones, so that you can create an experiential journey, like get your people to go through, like it's almost like hopping and jumping and going through a tunnel and walking, holding the lemon and the lemon spoon and, anything like whatever it looks like for you. So like creating those milestones to warm them up, to give them a feeler of what you're about. And, and I'm assuming that you are also talking on similar lines in your perspective, in your zone of genius, where you're saying that using branding, even your voice, your verbiage, your positioning, your how you conduct yourself, how your team, what they say, how they make a connect, everything flows from one to the other to the other.
Yeah.
So, and all of that is designed as one package in a way that everything speaks back and forth to each other. Everything is beautifully aligned and nothing is out of sync.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and it helps in building touch points even more, like before my sales closing job starts, if I may say that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, when clients work with me to help them with their brand strategy, we end up with a blueprint. And this blueprint covers everything, all of those touch points that you were talking about, that the whole team should analyze. And then you've got this, the strategy, the blueprint to follow. What's our tone of voice? What is our brand personality? How are we going to come across so that it's consistent across every touch point, so that we can build trust? Because as I said, since COVID, trust is the #1 thing every single business on this planet needs to gain. If you haven't gained trust, then you will not get anywhere with it doesn't matter how many sales techniques you try.
Everything else you're doing, everything else.
Everything, you have to gain trust. And so with that in mind, like, I know I could talk forever about brand positioning, but what I would love to find out with all that in mind is, can you share some tips about the sales process on, how can people kind of, close a sale? I even hate to kind of use that word too, but at the end of the day, we have to use.
If anyone can help you replace that, like if I were to tell you that I teach you sales without having to sell ever again, can you tell me what word will I use that will convey to you that I'm a salesperson, I'm a sales queen, yet I don't teach sales? So is there any other word that I can replace it with? I have not been able to come up with, which actually conveys what I do.
Or just gain a new fan, gain a new member of your community. Like, instead of closing, which is such a negative word, even though it ends up with a positive result, we're gaining a new client, we're gaining a new opportunity to serve and to help somebody. So maybe there's a play on words from that perspective.
Beautiful. I love it. I'm going to make use of that somewhere, give that a very deep thought. But yeah, to answer your question, there's so many tips. Actually, I have been doing half-day workshops, and incidentally, because of the summit, that it's not even a half day, it's a 5.5 hour long workshop. It's called How to Close Coaching Clients in 3 to 7 days. So I'm known as a person who compresses time for coaches. I cannot conduct 6 months, 12 months long coaching programs anymore. I've compressed time. I have built out systems, both technology, like actual technology, automation, I've partnered together. We've built out systems that are absolutely revolutionary, which help you. I'm not going to talk more about it, but if you want to find out, you're more than welcome to, reach out. But we've built out systems that support passive nurturing. Please listen to this again. They support passive, hands-free nurturing, which I also call as feminine magnetism, and without using new piece of content, while using your existing X number of pieces of content, which means we have eradicated the need for people to post on social media for the purpose of attraction marketing. You post or you go live or you talk or you share because you love it, because you have your experiences, because you want to share what you know with people, you're growing, not for the purpose of signing up more clients, not at all. So imagine we have eradicated that. So, and there is, and the warming up. So the biggest takeaway is use technology, become smart entrepreneur who's 2023 ready, and make use of these things, which will save you all the time, buy back all your time. Number two, warm up your people so much the right way. Warm them up, like what Susan was saying. With branding, you do that part with someone like herself, and when it comes to the next stage, let's say you're having some kind of a conversion event, whatever it is, it could be a 5-day launch, 3-day launch, 1-day masterclass, a VIP, some intensive, whatever it is that you do, anything where you're showing up, warm them up so much, starting a few days a week before the event, going all the way, like we call it pre-promotion and post-promotion. So create a campaign for those many number of days, including the actual duration of the event, and warm them up so much. And do not make yourselves available for a call during that time until and unless they have gone up and down and climbed the mountain and gone under, crawled under that little mole of a whatever ant hole or something. I'm just cooking up something, which means they have gone through that intentionally designed warm-up process that you have created beforehand for them, which is your invisible sales funnel, hands-free. They're going through it on their own. And they choose to either qualify themselves to jump up and move to the next step and the next step in your process for your next offer or your next higher offer, or they choose to disqualify themselves because they think it's not a good fit. You don't have to do it. So when you warm them up that way, and it's all a system, it's got nothing to do with mindset. This piece that I talked to you about right now, of course, mindset is everything, and you can do it. You're going through something, you must hire a coach, you must get help. That's separate. But just to achieve what I just said, you do not require mindset. Just to be able to meet with people and close them, sign them up or graduate them, or to warm them up, or to make them become diehard fans of you. You just need a process. A process. Like the way you learn driving, you learn how to drive, you learn a set of instructions and you practice it and you get good at it. Sales is nothing more than that. And I'm telling you this because I lost a 15-year-old interior design practice running business of mine because I was horrible, opposite of sales and marketing. I could not ask for a sale ever, my entire adult life, ever. And that's how I came to the online world. And then I became so good at it because I realized the need for improving that side of me as a person, not as a skill set. And because I saw it as a drawback in me, because sales is something like this, guys. There's one more thing I want to leave you with before I let Susan talk and wrap up, from her side of things. But I want to let you know that when we say sales, it's nothing but the way you communicate your value, the way you communicate in your relationships. It's the same thing. When you talk to your spouse, the way you talk to your friends, the way you talk to your boss, the way you talk to anyone, the way you conduct yourself. It's like, sometimes like the child, they say that the child, when they pester, they want something, they want an ice cream, they want something, they want a toy, they want something, and you're like, no, something, you're like, no, you're like saying no to that. But they ask you again, and they ask you again, and they ask you again. So they have a skill set to woo you into saying yes, and that's a sale.
Yeah.
That's a sale. It's just communication. Do you understand where I'm coming from? It's just communication. The person who's able to communicate their value and their energy more always wins. So once you understand that, you understand it's a process. You just roll out things, the right things at the right time. You map out your process. I call it the sales pipeline. You can call it anything, and just make it flow. And once it flows, do not make yourself available for a call until and unless they have covered all the steps, because they're not warmed up enough to you, and the sale is not going to come. So don't do that. Move yourself away, go chill, go do self-care, go for a hike, I don't care. And then once they have gone through the process, come and swipe their credit cards and chill. That's how, and serve and live your life's purpose and enjoy this beautiful journey that you've been given by him above. That's what you do.
That's awesome. That's fabulous advice, and I love it. You know, us entrepreneurs, we're busy enough. We would love to be able to have a system. And would it be true that the system would fall short if you didn't know who your ideal client was?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But also, most of the people I work with, is I don't work with new people. So they would already know whom they're working with. And I don't do business coaching anymore. I only teach sales. If everything I talk about is how to get more sales, how to open up more sales.
Right.
Where is your system clogged? How to unclog it? Like throw that Clorix and just unclog, and make everything start flowing. That's what I do. And I would love to know you. I mean, do you have some, like I have this workshop that is available for purchase now. It's only for $97. And it's insane value. Like if you go through that, trust me, you will start doubling your sales right away. And I'm sure that Susan will have some really, really amazing resource for you to go through, because I think she's got so many steps and just bringing your awareness. And I'd like to get a hold of that resource also from you, Susan, if that's okay. And I would like to know, what are the pieces that we should like, is there a checklist or something that you can help us bring our attention to, so that we can then start moving in that direction together with you?
Yeah, there definitely is. And I just wanted to touch a little bit about, you know, again, kind of putting everything under that roof, under that umbrella of brand positioning, because that's why I said, you know, like any kind of sales that you do, any kind of marketing that you do, if you don't have that brand positioning blueprint in place, then you are going to fall short. And a big component of coming up with your brand positioning blueprint, your document, is really getting crystal clear on who your ideal target market is. And I know, Himani, you said that, you know, a lot of the people that you work with already get an idea of that. I got to tell you, I've worked with people who have been in business longer than I have, and they've never officially gone through that process. Wow. They have a sense of who it is. They've guessed, they've thrown spaghetti on the wall. But after working with me, all kinds of, oh my God, I didn't make that connection. Holy cow. And crystal clarity came into focus after going through that process with them. So do
you have a document or a blueprint where somebody can go through that process, like now, like if you were to share a link, will they be able to grab it? And
I do. Make use of it? Called, it's a brand guide that I just recently put together, and it's called Unlocking Customer Trust and Business Growth. And it's a 7-step guide to defining a compelling brand identity that appeals to your perfect clients. And so anybody can go there. It's www.brandidentitysteps.com. And it's a free guide.
We will link it up along with the link to the summit, guys. We will do that for you. Yeah. And so it's just a click away. We'll make sure that it's done. And I can't wait to get that from you as well. I'm going to take my business through that process and maybe look forward to working together with you on this. Yeah. And I think it's a great synergy. I mean, when you have so much clarity on your audience, on your branding, on your voice, on your messaging, on all those pieces, how to conduct yourself, and then you come into the world of, okay, now let's get all these people and put them under an umbrella, and let's warm them up and teach them what we know, and start, offering our skill set, no matter whether you are a health coach or you are I work with coaches. So,
Yeah, it doesn't
Whatever
matter.
it is
Yeah.
that you're
And
offering, it's so beautiful. So
yeah,
beautiful what you have on offer, and and you are helping them. I mean, for me, coaching world it means like the universe to me now. And why I say that is because when I'm able to help, like you are able to help these bunch of people, get the results that they want, and they start becoming successful, like really successful. What that actually means is now they are going to be able to help so many hundreds of other people, normally women, and
mhm.
then further the domino effect of it, and the kind of bigger impact, the kind of light, the kind of positivity, the kind of happiness, the kind of love, the kind of it's just embracing, it's just so beautiful to me, like
Yeah.
the kind of contribution that we are offering into the world by doing this amazing work. And I think if more of us can come together, all of you guys who are listening to us, if more of us can come together, become a part of this family, offer more, learn from each other, grab each other's resources, work together, choose whosoever is a good fit or not, pick
Mhm.
up some good things from each other, share. I think the world is transforming. I think we are
Yeah.
all a tiny little, we play our role in transforming this world and making this even more beautiful. What do
Oh,
you
I
think about that,
I
Susan?
couldn't agree more. Yeah, the world is transforming, and gone are the days of push marketing and
Oh,
shoving what we do
yeah.
down everybody's throats. It's definitely more about relationship marketing and building trust, building community, and standing for something, having a purpose, and aligning with the values that the people that you want to work with. That's where it's all about. So, do you have a free guide that people can go to get a little bit, a hint of what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do?
I have a resource where I talk about how to send DMs and a lot of stuff. It's a 39-minute long video training. I'm all about videos. I only talk. So you'd always hear me talk a lot. I do a lot of live trainings and in-person trainings and all of that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to link it up, also share it with Susan. So all of you guys will just have to go click on it, go watch it. And then if you feel like there's an option, the first part is on me, on the house, make use of it. It's beautiful. I've said it with a lot of heart, a lot of experience. And
Mhm.
then if you I've coined something out of my 8 and 9 figure sales closing strategies, which is basically I call it the 3C, or the 3-step client closing framework. And what it does is it helps you compress time. It helps
Mhm.
you learn how to generate 6 months worth of revenue literally in 3 to 7 days,
Nice.
something on those lines. It's
Perfect.
brilliant. Turn your 2023 into the year of speed. I'm all about speed. I not only teach sales, but I teach how to close very fast,
Yeah,
like
that's
insanely fast. And I've got systems that make that happen. It's not like a magic wand. So grab hold
great.
of that resource. And if you feel called, you can purchase the entire 5.5 hours of training, which is priced only for $97 until the summit. So just a few more days to go.
Awesome.
So
Yeah. So at the end of the day, everybody sign up for that telesummit. And then you'll get a chance to listen to both of us, as well as many, many other experts to help you grow and build your business. And you will also be able to connect with the free resources that we're talking about, and follow us on social media and get more tips and strategies to help you grow your business. And of course, both of us offer free consultations as well. So there's lots of opportunity to learn a little bit more about what we do and how we can help you build your business and get the results that you set out to do when you first started.
it's beautiful. Love it. Love it. And guys, there are 4 days. The summit runs for 4 days, and it's themed according to different, I mean, it's got different themes per day. So
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. I could be a little off here. Susan, day one is more about increasing your visibility in every possible way. There are 11 lovely people talking about completely different topics in every possible way, summits, podcasts. I mean, I don't like the word lead generation, but anything and everything, videos, everything that you can imagine, SEO, digital marketing, every form of finding and growing your audience. So that's
Mhm.
your visibility. Day two is, I think, yeah, day two is marketing and sales.
Mhm.
I am not speaking there. What day are you speaking on,
I
Susan?
think I'm on the marketing and sales end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So marketing and sales, another bunch of really, 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 really successful, amazing, amazing people. who are speaking there. And then day 3 is about growth and scaling, growing your
Right.
business and scaling. So people who are a little, further down. But you know what? Even if you're
Mhm.
not, I still invite you. This is coming from my experience. I invite you to watch day 3 while understanding where are you headed, what your goal
Mm,
is, whether it looks 3
absolutely.
months away, 6 months away, or 12 months away, doesn't matter. Because once you know this is where you're headed, you can backward integrate, you can actually start following, put that as a goal, and taking steps in the right direction, moving towards that. It's so important. It saves a lot of time and resource and cuts through the noise. Very
Mhm.
important.
Yeah.
And day 4 is all about implementation. I speak in that because I only talk about implementation
Right.
for sales and getting clients. And
Yeah.
there's some really, really amazing people. There are AI, there's a talk about AI, there's talk about a
Mm.
whole lot of implementation, which is where I think 99% of the people give up because of lack of implementation, accountability, and support. So come
Mhm.
and join us. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll all hang out. And I leave you all on that note. And
Yeah, me too. I think I have a feeling we could have talked on for another few more hours.
yeah,
Yet,
yeah, yeah.
that's just how passionate we are about sharing what we know. I'm here to serve, to help you figure out how to grow your business with grace and ease, and without the
Love it.
frustration and overwhelm. And I know Himani is in the same. So look in all of the different links. We've shared quite a bit here. We'll see you at the summit starting on Tuesday, June 19th. And
20th.
we'll talk to you 20th. Yeah, Tuesday, June 20th. And so we'll see you all then. Bye.
See you guys. Love you all. And let's make this all happen. Let's do it. We can all do it together.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye-bye.